Hey guys, Mike Lukens here, Affluent Journeys. Yesterday you saw me post a special Celebrity Edge revealed video here on the YouTube channel, and today, as you can see, I'm here at the celebrity corporate offices in Port Miami, and today I'm going to the actual in-house live reveal event. So luckily they've allowed me to film it for you. I'm going to show you what's going on. You're going to see all the new and exciting things that are happening with Celebrity Edge. And I haven't been in, I don't know what it is, so we're going to see it all for the first time together. So hope you enjoyed. If you do, please make sure to hit like on the video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can keep updated on new things that I have going on, including here with Celebrity Edge. And make sure to like Affluent Journeys on Facebook. I have special offers and exclusive inventory on Celebrity Edge. So if you're looking for a cruise and it's sold out, I may still have space on it for you. So thanks again for watching, and hope you enjoy it. Guys, this is the entrance here. Everybody, how's it going?
Good afternoon, welcome.
Thank you. Reception going on here. Alright, I just checked in, so first thing, of course, is to get mimosa here. Thanks, man. And we got a lot of big wigs here. We got Richard Fain right there, he's the CEO, and Lisa Perlo, the other executive.
2 years.
Great
to be here.
What a couple of days. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Celebrity Edge. It has been, as Richard just said, 2 years that most of you in this room have been asking me or someone in our sales organization to tell you about Celebrity Edge, and we've all told you we can't talk to you about it. And we're so glad now we can finally talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Whew, that takes a lot of stress. And welcome to Port Miami. Thank you all so much for spending your afternoon with us. Richard, I think they're going to have fun this afternoon for a few hours, right?
This has been an amazing adventure, and everybody's had a great time. We've had a great time. I don't care whether you all do, but we've had a wonderful time.
Yes. And Edge is open for sale, in case we didn't tell you that. We decided we were going to open for sale yesterday. It was also a great opportunity since Seatrade was in town, and many people were in town with Seatrade to talk to you about the ship this week. We picked a few things to talk about just because we need to talk about those things when you open for sale. We decided to do it at Port Miami because this brand new amazing facility is here.
Yeah, you know, the usual process is that we go up to New York, because that's where the trade press, or the press is, and we give a great, nice presentation of all these beautiful pictures. And we thought it'd be a little unusual to do it here, so not only can we show you more tangibly what we've done, but also we can show you how we did it. And I'm told magicians say you should never reveal the secret behind what you did, because then everybody says, well, what's so special about that? But actually we think when you see it, you'll say, wow, they brought it together in an unusual way. So we're happy to have a chance to welcome you. This is our new innovation lab. It's our new chance for our people to collaborate, and I think you're going to have a good time.
And because this is such an amazing facility, and because we worked so hard to put it up so quickly, and because a lot of what you're going to experience today took a lot of help from a lot of our friends, I would like to acknowledge our friends from Port Miami for doing all you did to make this event possible. Thank you so very much, Ron and Fred. Your partnership and support has meant everything to not only us at the company, but me as the head of Celebrity. This has been terrific. Thank you. Okay, so what's today all about? Well, you know, when you design a new ship, as you know, we haven't designed a new ship in 10 years. We haven't launched a new ship in 6 years. So we've been having a lot of fun. And when we thought about how you take Celebrity to even the next level, because we're in an awfully good place right now, we thought about the different things that we could do to make a real impact, not only on the brand, but on the industry. So we took a look at our 5 pillars, because that's what we do every day. And these are the things that Celebrity focuses on maniacally all the time. Design, and how beautiful our ships are, accommodations, how comfortable and well appointed they are, The destinations that we go to, you know, we do more overnights, we go to more places, signature events, all of our great shore excursions, and destination is really important to us. Our culinary experience is the best in the industry, and of course our service goes without saying how amazing it is. Today we're focusing, or this week we're focusing on 3 of those pillars. We're focusing on design because it's ubiquitous throughout every experience that we have, and the design that you're going to see today is just phenomenal, thanks to help from other friends as well. We also, when you talk about opening a ship for sale, people want to know where they're going to go. So destinations is another pillar that we're going to talk about today, but we're going to talk about it in a slightly different way. And then the last, which is going to end up being the first in a couple of minutes, is accommodations. People want to know when they book where they're going to sleep, what type of accommodations they want to buy, so we thought we'd tell you all about the accommodations today, and that's an amazing story. So design. How do you take the design that we already have on our ships? And most of you in this room are very familiar with Celebrity in the Solstice class, especially our friends from Australia who love the Celebrity Solstice. Woo! And so when you have design like this, and you're a brand that is so recognized and awarded by consumers, press, and trade, it's pretty hard to top all of that, wouldn't you say? So when we thought about Celebrity Edge and we thought about the first pillar of design, we said, what are we going to do to top that? Well, we partnered with some amazing people and amazing designers. Nate Burgess is our design ambassador. He is helping us introduce Edge to the world. You can see some of his work. Not only is his work modern luxury, so is he. He's been designing since he was in his early 20s. He has transformed thousands of homes around the world, and he and his husband Jeremiah have a new show debuting next month on TLC. So he's just an extraordinary and fun guy, and I'm sure you saw him on social media. And feel free to tweet. Yesterday we were trending at #2 in the nation. So I'm counting on you to keep us at least at #2.
So only #2.
I know, sorry. National Napping Day beat us. Really? And when I told my husband National Napping Day beat us, he said that's because that's my favorite pastime. And then, who else do you
Why couldn't they just go take naps?
Instead of tweeting, no kidding. They obviously weren't napping then. And then Tom Wright. Tom is extraordinary in the architecture that he has been a part of. Wait till you see his work, but I'm sure you've already seen a lot of his work around the world. Having spent 5 years in Dubai, Tom has been a part of the most amazing and beautiful and innovative structures around the world, and we couldn't be more thrilled to have him have been a part of Celebrity Edge. And then the extraordinary Kelly Hoppin. Kelly? When you look at Kelly's design and you look at how being in one of these spaces would make you feel, I think it's pretty obvious that this is someone that is very special and that we are so thrilled to have. Kelly's been designing for over 40 years. She's an author. She designs homes. She designs hotels. She designs full cities. So we're so happy and thrilled that Kelly is with us today. And just a little footnote. We haven't been able to spend much time at Seatrade today, but I did hear from Kelly Gonzalez, who Richard will introduce you to in a few minutes, that we got feedback. There's a design panel at Seatrade today, and I don't know who's on the panel, and I don't know who's moderating the panel, but the moderator of the panel opened up by saying, the most exciting thing going on in the world right now as it relates to design is Celebrity Edge. That was very special, and thank you both for having that being said about this beautiful ship. Without you, that wouldn't be possible. Let me just show you a little bit of Kelly's work, just a couple of little teasers before we get into the rest. This is the spa. I don't know about you, but I would certainly like to have a treatment there and spend some time there on my cruise. Or on land, wherever I was in the world. But you can see the beauty and just the geometry of it. And then this. And most people that I show this to, whether they're press or Nate, when I showed him the ship, thought this was a beautiful suite in a stunning hotel somewhere in the world. And my answer to that was, it is, It just happens to be a stunning hotel called Celebrity Edge that will travel all over the world. So this is a small sample of Kelly's work, just to whet what you're going to see next. And I think you'll agree with me that this is pretty extraordinary design and completely transforms accommodations on ships. So we're going to next go to accommodations, and I'm going to turn it now over to Richard, because this is his favorite part of the presentation, and he has a ton of passion around this. So Richard, tell them all about our most transformative feature on the ship.
Well, I think we all have a lot of passion about this because it's really kind of cool. And so I really do like to talk about it. And I think if you haven't already heard, we have some really transformational ideas, and the new stateroom, which you will get to see shortly, is really quite extraordinary. So we're really very excited about it. Actually, I wanted to put it in perspective because it's extraordinary when you see it, but it's particularly extraordinary when you understand how we got here. So I start by looking at what a first-class stateroom used to look like on the transatlantic steamers. Now, you really have to be pretty rich to afford this at the time. It's what people thought of as luxury. It is missing two things that we now generally think of as part of a luxurious experience. First of all, it is missing a window. You tend to notice that there is nothing in there. And the other minor deficiency is no bathroom. And so, and that was the first class stateroom. Actually, most of the people went in something that looked more like this or like this. And that's what you did in the transatlantic era. But then you started with the early cruise ship in the 70s and the early 80s. And you see, we went to really very small staterooms. They were all pretty much the same size. People weren't as friendly back in the 70s, so you had the twin beds for everybody. And then you also had these larger L-shaped cabins. But that was the standard of the time. And then towards the end of the last century, this is from another of our ships, and you see the really quite novel innovation. By the way, if some of you are having trouble seeing from over here, we do have chairs up front. I don't know why nobody wants to sit next to this lady, but we do have chairs if you want to come over and use them. I'm sorry, but you know, I don't know what it was that what you did to the group. There we go. But the balcony was a really transformational change that you were beginning to see towards the end of the last century. The cabins got somewhat larger. By the way, if there was any question about what era this was from, I think the color scheme would have given you a good hint. And then we went more recently. Ships have been coming out slightly more subdued. Again, a better balcony, stronger connection to the ocean. But you still see this relatively tight cabin with a very strong wall in between. So we then started to say, well, let's look at what we could do to make it different. And of course, the first thing you start out to do when you're trying to make change is you look at what you have today. So what we have today is, this is all the ships, over 1,000 cabins, that have delivered basically over the last decade. And we took the size from everybody's own website. And everybody uses a slightly different methodology, but it's all within nuances of each other. And we checked it against the public websites. And what you can see is that over this period, pretty much all ships were running 15, 16, 17 square meters. Little differences, but amazing how much we all honed in on the exact same size. And so that was the standard. And so the first thing we did when we're looking at how do you make it transformational, obviously the greatest luxury in the world today is, well, no, I won't say the greatest luxury, but one of the great luxuries of the world today will be space. And so for Edge, we said, what could we do on space? We could do this. I'll explain in a minute. I added the fireworks. Do you like those? So I'll explain in a minute what the white line is about. But the first thing we did was we said, is there a way that we can give greater space to our guests? So let me now digress for a moment and talk about how we build ships. And the way we build ships is, this is an example of a traditional stateroom design. This actually happens to be Solstice. Solstice is one of the larger staterooms around. It's one of the most awarded staterooms. So this is a really top-of-the-line stateroom today. But it's pretty much the way all cruise ships are designed. And one of the things that you see is that you have a fair amount of steel structure here. And that is an inevitability of the way you design ships. And you don't notice it so much because what the designers do is they put curtains here. So it looks like this, you sort of subliminally assume there's glass behind the curtain, but there's really a steel structure there. And the steel structure narrows, so you have a smaller opening to go out of the balcony, and you are removed from your connection to the sea. So our guests have been asking us for some time 5 questions. And you know, it's one of those things that most of us always hate. The questions are always so simple, and yet they deal with something so complicated. But the questions they have asked is, could we have a bigger bathroom? Everybody wants a bigger bathroom. Could we have a bigger bed? Shockingly, could we have more storage? I have no idea why anybody would want more storage, but I can see there are people in the room who do understand that. I've seen the way Lisa dresses, and I know she needs more storage. Can we have more living area? More room to swing a cat? And one of the things I think is most important, could we have a closer connection to the ocean? So the balcony was a great step forward, but the balcony is still very limiting. And again, it's fine when you're out here, you get a good connection to the ocean, but you all know your clients don't spend their time on the balcony. They go out, maybe they have a drink out there, but by and large, they're spending their time in here. And so this narrowing with the steel structure really forces them in. And it just so happens, pure coincidence, when I was last in France, I picked up a piece of steel. And I brought it back. And I didn't get charged overweight, amazing. So this is actually the steel structure from one of our vessels. It's very typical. Different cruise lines use modestly differences between cruise lines, but basically it's all the same concept. And it's very useful because it tends to keep the ship together. And by and large, we continue to find that an advantage. In fact, the naval architects would call that optimal. And we do it differently. We happen to take these stiffening members and put them on the outside. Some people put the stiffening members on the inside and put them in different places. Where I'm standing is the balcony. We glue the balcony on. Essentially, it's an appendage. It's really not part of the ship. And so this is a very typical structure. It's really a terrific advantage over what we had before. But the question is, what could we do better? So we looked a little bit at the way these structures are set up. And this is what the structure of a ship looks like. And basically, you have this steel box, which, as I say, holds the ship together. And this is known as an exoskeleton structure. It's basically the strength member, the backbone, is on the outside. Now, and I would compare that, for example, to the human body, which is an endoskeleton, our backbone is inside, is in the middle, and we radiate from there. So you do have that choice. So one of the things that we were working with, and I do want to emphasize something here. Nothing that you're going to see today, either here or in the Innovation Lab, we didn't invent new technology. What we did was we took existing technology and we harnessed it in a way that hadn't been done before. And I like to draw an analogy to when the iPhone came out. There was actually nothing new, no new inventions in the iPhone. Touchscreens had been around for a while. Micro accelerometers had been there. All of these things existed. They just put them together in a way that people hadn't imagined. So one of the things that we looked at was, well, if we don't have an exoskeleton, suppose we took that steel structure and we moved it into the center. So now we have an endoskeleton, we have a strong backbone, the naval architects are happy, the ship has the strength to stay together, but we no longer have that big barrier between us and the balcony. And the balcony, instead of being an appendage to the ship, can in fact be an integral part of your cabin. And if you do that, instead of this kind of a steel structure, you may have been wondering what this was, this is what you end up with. And this is dramatically less. And to quote Mies van der Rohe, less is more. And it really is that this is a real advantage not to have to put all of that stuff between you and the ocean. So this, ladies and gentlemen, this is Edge. Well, we're actually not finished, so thank you for that, but you're a little ahead of yourself. You're getting points on this. We're grading you all. So then we said, okay, now that we have a lesser structure between what used to be the balcony and the stateroom, how can we take advantage of that? And so the first thing we looked at, which by the way isn't where we ended up, is an idea to incorporate the balcony into the cabin. And so here what you see is we have a beautiful, nice, large cabin. We have a veranda, and we have a curved glass wall between the two. And the beauty of this is we've got our veranda, we've got our stateroom, but if we swing this wall around, we have, voila, an enormous cabin, and all that room becomes part of the cabin. And if we want to go out on the balcony, all we do is swing the wall around. Bob's your uncle, we have our veranda back. So we thought that was really cool. And we said, well, let's try it out. And so we did. We made a few of these. Again, this is just the experiment. Very much reminds me of when Thomas Edison was asked, when he looks at the incandescent light bulb, what does he see? And his answer was, I see 1,000 failures. And so what makes this work is we keep trying new things. And we were pretty pleased with this, but we said we can do better. And the better looks something like this. In fact, now that's the point at which you applaud. The better is this. This has the advantage of not only taking into account the larger space for the cabin, but also the magic of Kelly Hub. And so if you look at this, I showed you before, and I'll show you again. Here's what a cabin looks like on pretty much any ship today. Balcony cabin. It's great. You notice the curtains covering up the steel structure. You've got this humongous door, which any 240-pound guy can move. And you've got your balcony on the other side of it. And it's really very good. But very good wasn't what we were looking for. We were looking for transformational. And so what we ended up with was this. And we have here a window that can come down. And now you have your balcony. And if you want to, you can close these French doors. And so in plan view, this looks like something like this. Look at the size of that cabin. And if you want, you say, I want my balcony. Where's my balcony? Because I want to go out there, and you simply close these doors and you have your balcony. But most of the time, when that's not what and you open the window, when you want to have the larger cabin and the flexibility and the connection with the open, you open the doors and you have one hell of a stateroom. So, when we come back to the 5 simple questions, the first question is, do I get a bigger bathroom? Check. Do I get a bigger bed? Check. Do I get more storage? Check. Oh, I'm off. But you get that too. You get better living area, a lot better living area. So this is 23% larger than the Solstice class, and Solstice class is one of the largest around. You get more storage. I was ahead of myself, but I was right. And last but most, I think, I won't say most importantly, but very importantly, you get this connection to the ocean. Because now your stateroom goes right out to the edge of the vessel. There's nothing between you and the sea except the window. And you'll see it inside. That is really extraordinary. So again, it looks like this. And when you look at it from the other point of view, it looks like this.
Alright, we just got done with the big cruise ship talk, and so now everybody's going to go into the innovation lab, and we're going to check everything out, including live mock-ups of a sky suite.
Very much for coming again. Thank you. Welcome to Miami, Captain.
Captain.